Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy, Jeremy Cash. And over there is the lovely
This is him.
You dig, and we do have a special guest today, Bianca Bethune. It's lit, man. If y'all don't know what's going on right now, so this is a new segment on the channel called The Spotlight, where we're gonna be interviewing different entrepreneurs and different people in different fields and just showing you, you know, how God has blessed their lives in so many different ways. So without further ado, we're gonna jump into some of these clips. Y'all, so now that y'all get to see, you know, what Bianca has been able to play in and things like that, we're gonna get straight into this interview. Ask you a few questions, because I know all the people are wondering, like, how in the world did you get to this point in your life?
First of all, God, number one.
Amen. Come on now.
I think everyone is supposed to be on this earth for a reason. Everyone has a God-given talent, but it's up to you to press in. But the overall goal is to reach others so that they can see that, hey, I can do the same thing.
Facts.
So it took me a minute. I definitely was in school, you know, doing the theater or, you know, doing science experiments and then babysitting all my cousins. So it's like I got to experience a lot of different things to see what I liked first.
Exactly.
Well, thank you to my parents for allowing that, just to dream a dream. So once I was able to see everything, then I started to actually dance. I used to dance halftime for like the Knicks and the Nets and stuff. Wow. Yeah, when I was a kid.
Oh, wow. Let me find out.
Slight, you know.
Right, something slight, not too much, okay.
But that performance stuff was like really a thing. I did that for a couple years over the different teams. And it was like dancing, like not just pom-poms, like we were kids. So I was like maybe like 9, 10 years old doing halftime shows.
Okay.
Then I started, because I was in New York, I was like, okay, well, let me try to do Broadway. So The Lion King and like Music Man, audition for those. I kind of was this height at a young age. So it's like, how am I going to be
She tall, y'all. She tall.
You know, it can't be Nala with like a nice little itty bitty boy. It just doesn't look well. So I would get to the last point, but I would never book it. So my agent at the time that was helping me with that, she said there was an audition for Bad Boys. And it was kind of like that. But thankfully, because I had gone for these auditions for the dance stuff, I got to have experience of what that process is like.
Gotcha.
Because you can go for an audition and then, you know, for a callback, that's like 3 weeks, 4 weeks later.
Yeah.
So what do? You just sit there and fester and talk about, okay, well, what could I have done different? What could I have done better? But because I did that already with dancing, I knew, like, I did my best. If they booked me, they booked me. So there was a very huge gap until I found out that I got a call back. Michael Bay actually was doing something similar to this with a camera. Back in the day, this was what, 16, 17 years ago. So imagine like how quick they were with tech savvy things. But yeah, it was a blessing just to know that, you know, if you stay prepared, if you stay disciplined, these types of things, maybe not in that exact order, but those things can happen for you. You end up meeting like-minded people. You start speaking of who you are, what you represent. And actually, because of booking Bad Boys, I became more aware of what acting was. My mother was like, don't come back without getting an acting coach, because just like you do with dance, you need to be trained with your acting. So once I did that and really got a real feel of character building and working on, you know, breaking down scenes and things, I was like, you know what, I think I want to do this, because I know what it does for me. It heals me. It makes me aware that, you know, I can't walk in your shoes, but I can at least just open my heart and my mind to say, you know, if I was this person, if I had to go through these circumstances, how would I handle it? I just love people way, way more.
Wow. Wow. It is an honor to have you here with us today, because I know you got a lot going on. And just for you to be here is dope.
Yeah, I love what you guys are doing. I know your story, you know, from what I've heard in the last short amount of time, but it's the truth. You know, you guys came from something and you built it together, and that's something that we all strive for, not just in a marriage sense, but just in the sense of just bonds and businesses and companies to know, like, we can do these things together. I find worth in you and light in me, and let's build this together to stand strong to get these different things.
Facts.
So I love
100%.
that, and you know, iron sharpens iron.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm mad at it. I'm not
That's my
mad
friend.
at
She don't know. We've been tight for a little bit, you know. So that scene early, I was like, oh yes, hi.
Stop playing. We out here.
Yeah.
Who would you say is your inspiration and why?
Okay, my inspiration would have to be my mother, mainly because through her struggles, you wouldn't know it. And I think that, yes, to our close people, we should be able to be transparent, but we shouldn't allow our circumstances to take over us to the point that we give up.
Right.
So that's what I learned from her, that through obstacles, circumstances, trials, it not only, you know, brings a strength into us, but then it also reminds others that, you know, you could be in the same situation, but look what I did with it.
That is fact.
Let me be that walking testimony to say, yeah, you know, we've lost this. We didn't have this when we started, but now, 4 or 5 years later, look what we've done. It's just taking that one step at a time mentality. And I wouldn't have, you know, traveled to California and stayed there for years at a time. I wouldn't have gone for these auditions in New York, but my mom saw that light in me and said, try it. Right. You know, and that's what I think a lot of people are missing is seeing that light within themselves, but then also being around people to remind them, like, hey, yeah, you are going through that thing, but guess what? Remember when you did boo, boo, boo? And that's supposed to remind you. I want to be a mirror to remind you, like, those things can happen again.
Facts.
If it happened before, it's gonna happen again. You know?
So what was it like playing in Bad Boy and being around two iconic figures, Martin Lawrence, Will Smith? Like, what was that like?
So again, with me having all the other experience and being with a lot of adults, thankfully I wasn't on the because mind you, I was 11 when I filmed Bad Boys 2.
Wow.
Yeah,
hold on, and you were playing a what age girl?
15-year-old.
Wow.
But because I was tall,
okay.
So I was 11 years old. I had already, like I said, done the sports stuff, the basketball games. So whoever those people were, I could have easily been like, oh my gosh, it's so and so. And I'm like, no, like half the court you practice in, half the court we practice in. So it's like I'm oblivious to it because it's work. So for me, when I met Martin and Will, I'm like, you are my dad and you are my uncle. And that's just what it is. And my mom said, before I leave, I have to get a coach from you. That's all I was really concerned about, and just saying, like, wow, this is possible. We can be in this type of space. I can see these different things, and they carry themselves as just genuine humans. So even if I did have that little starstruck moment, because they were coming at me just grounded, human, I kind of had to just change my perspective and just talk to them regularly. Talk to them like I haven't seen them. Even in Bad Boys 3, I was shooting family scenes with Will, with Martin, just family pictures. And Will came out his way to come see me to say hello, because it had been 16 years. So I'm like, oh, this is like a family reunion where I haven't seen my uncles in a couple years. And that's how everyone should treat celebrities or just well-known people. They just worked hard for what they have, and they were just blessed with it, but they're really just humans. They got grandmothers and kids and people and responsibilities of other things they have to do. So let's treat them the same.
I know that's
it was nice. Now, granted, you know, I got to experience a lot of different things I've never had. Been on yachts and big homes, and you know, going to these different events. So yeah, that's perks. But I know that I work hard for it, so I just am carrying myself a little different.
Dope. Man, that's fire.
Who would you like to collaborate with?
Ooh.
There's so many people out there.
It really is. Let's do male and female. How about let's do it like that? Okay. So when it comes to a female, I would like to work with Meryl Streep. Because back in the day, what is it called? Godzilla. She auditioned for the lead lady, and they turned her down because they didn't think she was beautiful enough. And exactly. So I'm thinking of her, who she is now, but I was doing a lot of research on her beginning stages, and no one really saw her light. No one really saw her for what she was, regardless of her talents. So it's like, dang, you are facing adversity with just your looks. You have to be this person and dress a certain way just to be accepted. But you have more talent than any of these women. So boom for that. And then I like Adam Sandler for his company, Happy Madison. Yeah, he works with his people. I like that. I like the fact that he, made his name, but then created his production company. And literally, if you notice, all his movies, he at least has 3 to 4 of his main friends consistently in the project. And I love that. My brother would know the studios and, the COVID. Shout out to y'all. But it's like, what better feeling to just call and say, I got the script, I got the budget. Are you free? October to November in Bahamas, or that's a dream come true. And I like that longevity. It's not him waiting for a job, not waiting for him to audition with his agent. We are in a different time now where we're using the equipment that we have and the platforms that we have to be seen and to tell stories, that I just want to carry that into what I'm trying to do as well.
That's dope. I was doing some research.
Were you? Don't tell them too much.
And I said, okay. So you had a role you had a lot of roles. Yeah. Right? I think a lot of people just know mainly from the Bad Boys, but you had a whole lot. Yeah. And I was looking. So I didn't know about Everybody Hates Chris. Wow. Yeah. Criminal Minds. Yeah. Till Death Do Us Part. Yes. Like, you had a whole bunch of roles and all types of different stuff.
Yeah, and you know what's so funny? Those 3 that you named were because of me sowing seeds from a previous project or a previous situation. I was working with a casting director as an assistant. We were on the set of Everybody Hates Chris for a music video, because Everybody Hates Chris is New York based. Yeah. So anytime you need an old school New York time, you go to Paramount. Because I was doing that, carried myself in a certain way, I met him, said, hello, Chris Rock, what's up, how are you? And then not even a week later, I had the audition. Wow. For Criminal Minds, this woman, her name is Tasha Smith. I don't know if you know who she is. She's worked with Tyler Perry, amazing director now, actress, what have you. I was training with her for coaching. Got you. Boom, that connected. And then even Till Death Do Us Part, because I booked a commercial, spoke so freely to the hair and makeup artist. She said, you know what, my friend's producing a movie, didn't even know it was going to be big like that. But everything just connected. Yeah, so I'm a firm believer of sowing seeds. If things don't work out that first time, I just know, like, hey, we're going to work together in the future. I'm going to keep, shining light on you. There's a woman I did a commercial with just maybe 3 years ago, and still to this day I can call her. We saw her commercial the other day. She worked with Martin on the commercial. She's like, so I just worked with your dad the other day. I was like, for real? And we could have just kept it business. So I encourage you all, as you start doing whatever you're doing behind the scenes, in front of the camera, treat everyone the same, because you don't know where that relationship can go later on.
Facts. 100%. I agree.
All the way to the catering, the janitors,
all that.
Receptions. I remember one time there was a receptionist, and she was the daughter of one of the producers.
Wow.
So had I come in there stank, you just never know. Yeah. Yes. Irritated. Come early places. Early is on time, because you don't know. Even today, driving to you guys, they live on a, just big land. And so, I don't want to be panicking trying to get here, because I want to respect your time. I want to respect my time. So you have to just treat it as it is, regardless of the magnitude of the budget. Treat it just the same as if you were on a Bad Boy set, or you're right here with one camera.
Facts.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Which role that you have played would you say was your favorite?
Ooh, there was a short that I did on Aspire TV called Endangered. I was playing a new mother, and we were doing our gender reveal party, but the basis of the story was our fears of bringing a black child into the world. Okay. So, of course, it's lovely, and we're dressed nice, and we have the decorations and stuff, but there's a moment where I speak to my husband, and he's speaking about the fears of bringing a black child as a daughter and as a son, and there's these flashbacks or just references of what could be, and this is very prominent now. Yeah, that's true. I like to do stories that can resonate for someone to not only heal from something, step up to something, or just bring a topic up that we don't speak about. So if there's a way to do it creatively, artistically, and not be preachy, I think that's the best way to do so. Because even now watching it, we filmed it during COVID, like right before COVID hit heavy. But watching it again, it still resonates the same way, still brings me tears because this is what we're still doing.
Facts, so. We definitely are.
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy. Do you ever watch any of your old, you know, I guess play or parts and feel like you could have did it a lot better?
No, because I always have this saying, which is not my saying, but Beyonce wasn't built in a day.
Yeah, right. Come on now.
So for me, it's like, I know where she started and where she is now creatively as an artist, just confidence. So I can't knock what I did because that's what I knew.
Right.
I can't do it. Even with Bad Boys, you know, I was just me.
Right.
If you really listen, I have my Jersey accent, super heavy. I'm just talking to my dad like, why you got this plastic pool up here, you know?
Right.
But could I say I could do it better? No, because literally when I auditioned, I was just being who I was. Right. So I can't knock exactly the space and time that I was in. I try not to compare myself to what I could be doing with another character, another story, with someone else, because where you are is where you're supposed to be.
Facts.
And I can't knock that. I love the person that I am inside and out, but it took time to get there.
Right. Yes.
And I'm aware of that, and I try to tell others that don't look at somebody else's success to define where you're supposed to be, because you don't know.
What's your saying? What's your saying over there? Somebody, your chapter.
Compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 2.
There we go.
Boom. And that's the truth, because maybe today I decided to even start the book. You know, I have multiple times been sent messages and passages and things that I should have read and applied to my life, but because I wasn't mentally ready, I missed it. But now, if you give it to me again, I'm like, ooh,
right.
Because I want to receive it. I want to be that bigger person and elevate. But if you don't make the choices to change, then don't be mad at me, because I'm winning. It's just that simple. Everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. So I understand there's work and school and kids and things, but just set aside just that hour, just that 30 minutes, waking up maybe a little bit earlier, because that little bit of time you do every day adds up to something great.
Make a big difference.
It really, really does.
Wow.
When it comes to auditioning for the roles, can you kind of walk us through that process?
Sure. I'm doing a YouTube video about this, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
But first of all, you getting an audition is a big deal.
Yeah.
I've worked, again, with a casting director, so I've seen the behind the scenes before the project is even sent to the actors. We have to create a character breakdown. We have to create a breakdown for the story, tell you what era it's in, or age range. So that alone is enough to just try to narrow it down. Your picture is no bigger than my thumbnail. So imagine on Instagram where your photo grid, where it's all the little pictures, smaller than that, and that's one person each time. Crazy. So the casting director has to look just for the look. Do you look like the character? Boom, okay, I click on you. Then we're looking at your training, so that's your resumes, your reel, which is clips of other projects you've done, to see if you can carry that type of essence of that particular character. Now with COVID, we're doing self-tape, so I have to have my camera. I have to have a reader next to me with my ring light. I have to be off book, which means memorizing the lines. Yes, keep them in your hand, but you should be off book. You should be knowing what you're saying.
Right.
People are so adamant about, I need to memorize the lines. Do you know how robotic you sound if you're concerned about the lines, if you're not understanding who you're talking to, where you just came from, what's your objective in the scene? If you focus on those types of things and talk to this person like they are a normal person, then I'm not concerned about, okay, after she says, grass, I say my next line. What did she just ask?
I always wondered that too. I always wonder how that
You know what I mean? Talking about emotions and stuff, sadness or anger, everyone does that differently. When you're angry, maybe you're quiet. I laugh sometimes when I'm angry, like I'm so frustrated, like, no, you did not. But there's levels to it, so we have to incorporate human behaviors into the auditions. Right. So you do that. We shoot it, send it out. Thankfully, hopefully, we get a callback. You get the callback, you have to do it again. Same thing through the camera, but maybe they have you do it through Zoom, so the person's actually there.
Okay.
But it's a process because we have to, again, like I said, it's the look, it's the chemistry, it's the, you know, behaviors. Does it resonate? Can they carry a whole movie? A lot goes into it. So again, I just encourage everyone to be grateful for auditions, because that alone, you submitting and then them giving you the audition, is already a win.
Right.
And then when you don't book it, don't even think about it as, oh, what did I do? I could have done something better, because if she and I are supposed to be sisters, you know, if our parents don't have our same complexion, then it's not going to work. They're going to have to pick one of us, or just scratch it completely. There's a lot that goes into it, so just be grateful that you were in front of, you know, these producers and these casting directors. Sometimes I even send emails afterwards and say thank you so much for the opportunity, because it could be more than just you.
Facts.
Then they get to call you back for something else. The more you get called from this particular casting director, that means that they're just trying to figure out where to put you. And that's it. So it's a long process, but again, if it's a passion, if it's something that you enjoy, then it's nothing to it. There's nothing to it. But don't sit and fester on the audition and think, okay, well, by now I should have got a call, because it's gonna kill
somebody.
you. It's gonna kill you.
Man. So have you noticed anybody, like, ever since the newfound fame and stuff like that, anybody acting like different towards you, good or bad?
People acting like they knew me or know me.
Oh
You know, a lot of hey sis, a lot of oh, I'm the cousin of, because of the last names and things. But I've been in a very dark space. My mother passed in 2019, so I got to it was a very Bad Boys and then this. So it humbled me in a way that as quick as things can come, as quick as things can go. But I noticed the people that were there for me at the highs, and then the people that were there for me at the lows. So in that same year, I got to see it. So I would be silly to not see those red flags early. Now, granted, it's important to have your tribe in your corner to be able to tell you about yourself or tell you about these people. Make sure you have God, you know, centered in all of it, because we get lonely, we yearn for that company. But if we can stay grounded in who we are and what we're supposed to be here for, I think the loneliness just comes with the territory.
Facts.
It does. So watch out for the haters.
Watch them,
but also, you know, bless them from a distance, because you don't know. Sometimes the anger, you know, can come from just frustrations of them not finding it in themselves. So if I can pour light into you, if I can just at least be a light when you see me, like, dang, here she go looking good again. But you don't know what I could be dealing with internally. So if I can carry myself in a way where I can just change the dynamic of a room, whether I'm dealing with whatever, that's the goal. Because then you want to do a little research, then you want to know what I'm talking about. And if you look on my Instagram, all I talk about is positive things.
Facts.
Just high frequency things, because I've been there. And I don't want somebody else to have to deal with the same thing.
And sometimes people hate you because everybody else loves you. That's just it. Like, so many people love you, somebody gotta hate you. That's just what it is. They like,
that means you're doing something right.
You're doing something
right. Because if you wasn't talking to me, that means I'm just living a nice, normal life. So I'll take it. Just don't be disrespectful.
Come on, man. Kiss some of these.
Okay. Any up and coming roles or projects?
I'm excited. So I am now working behind the camera. I've been doing that for a little bit with Notice Studios, doing my little camera, doing the little sound and things, holding the boom mic, shaking and stuff, and Nicole. We are doing my first book to series. So I found this young woman in New York City. She's an author. You ever heard of Coldest Winter Ever, Sister Soldier? Boom, think of that. So it's a nice version of that. If you guys are familiar, you'll get it.
Right.
You'll get it. But it's just a coming of age, you know, not even coming of age, just a woman just find her light again, you know, just been flat to her face, lost everything, and is now trying to just get back on her feet. So we are taking that book, we wrote into a script, and I am producing it again with Notice Studios. And I will be starring in it, and this is just a huge chapter that I've never thought I would get to until more success came to me. But with COVID and forcing myself to find, okay, Bianca, why do you want to do this? Why do you want to keep acting? I want to tell stories. I want to help other people when they watch it. I want them to feel something. So God just placed it in my lap, and I took the necessary steps to say yes. So we're filming in September in Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yep. Yeah.
So not only have you been in film,
yes,
you've also been in the music industry a little bit too.
What?
I did see you in Eric Bellinger's video.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So you lead Miss Leading Lady in the music video.
See, technically it was a friend, and I was helping.
Right.
There I go in behind the scenes, and they just needed another lead girl, and I was like, I know who that is. I would love to. And so that was cool. Same thing, just great people.
Yeah, just being in
if you just talk to them normal, if you just speak something, you know, of a high frequency connection, I just not like, oh, I just love your music and I love your outfit and I love this. Like, maybe it could be a moment to say, you know what, I love, you know, a video that you did the other day that you were just speaking about, you know, not pressing into God each day and how that feels. Right. Then it's like, oh, she's right. That is something I did, and now you're paying attention. So I can just bounce off that versus a picture and a this, and I didn't do any of that. And now, you know, we're cool. I can just show him love, send love. Audio Push too, you know, Octane and Price, all of them. Shout out to you guys.
Shout out to them.
But yes, they're great people. But I've known them for years because I established that type of relationship versus like the fangirl type thing. Yeah, you know. It is. It's a cool thing, and it's nothing better than. Also, then seeing them continue just elevating more because you know where they started. Right. I didn't talk about that.
Right. See,
Who was singing? I didn't know nothing about it.
You know what I'm saying? Do that research. Yes, indeed.
Do you still get like camera shy?
So, okay, this is what happens with me. I don't want to watch it with family.
Yeah, I feel you. It feels weird.
And there's nothing wrong with it. It's not like they're critiquing me or anything. It's just, it's like a kid with something that they made, like a project or something. It's like, I just want to know it's great. I need to hear a laugh. I need to hear something. Yeah. But I don't also want to hear it in front of me. I just want to know you watched it.
Don't tell me after you watched it.
Yeah, like I never had my mom come to any of my sets. I just know you're there. Yeah. And it's this weird nerve. But when it comes to just me reading my lines, I can do it. Now this right here, these interviews and stuff, I'm sweating a little bit. When I do my YouTube videos and my clips and stuff for Instagram, I do get nervous because I'm just speaking. Yeah. I want to make sure I say the right things. Right. So that's.
You can't even say it, it's just flowing.
Right, it's just flowing. Come on now.
And I'm like this, wiping my lip, like, you know. But I know that what I'm saying holds value, so I just have to talk as if I'm just talking to a friend. Right. So I'm working on it. Seeing you guys doing your thing is forcing me to be like, you know what? I feel like they're talking to me too. So let's just go ahead and use the same dynamic. Yeah, it's different, but it's something I'm working on. That's the only thing I get shy about is just talking like Bianca.
Hey, that's dope though. You know. So do you have any like industry relationships that you build that people you can just call and, you know, if they got certain roles, you hit them, say congratulations, stuff like that?
Yes, definitely. So example was that woman I said that did the commercial with Martin. Okay. She and I booked a Nike commercial. It didn't air. It was supposed to air during Super Bowl. All these types of things. It just got pulled. But she's still doing stuff. Yeah. And she's still working clearly. So the fact that I can just jokingly say, okay, I see you with my dad and stuff, jokingly, but her respond, that's a big deal. Martin's daughter I talk to quite often. Will has twin siblings that I keep in contact with. I treat him like an aunt and uncle. Yeah. It's more so just, okay, there's this gentleman, his name is Richard Lawson. Okay, he is he's married to Beyonce's mother. Okay. Old gentleman.
Oh, wait a minute.
So he is an actor as well. His daughter is Bianca Lawson. She's on Greenleaf. No, not Greenleaf. Maybe not Greenleaf.
The one we watched. With the Ralph Angel.
Yep. Anyway. Her, okay, so the Queen Sugar, yes.
Queen Sugar, there we go.
Boom. Queen Sugar and all those things, right? So he said in one of his classes online, he said the core group of people that you have, not family, not friends, these are industry associates. You need to be keeping in touch with them every quarter.
Right.
And it's not to ask for anything, but just say, how are you and your family doing? Not during the holidays, because that's typical stuff. Yeah. But just really just say, I'm thinking about you, hope you're well, boo, boo, boo. Dope. That way, when I do have a project or I see them with a project, I can make that connection because I've already established the relationship. So that's maybe a tip that I learned that I will give to you guys is to treat the people that you want in your corner. Just keep cultivating like you do with a plant. You know, you want it to grow, but you got to put a little water, put a little this, change the pot, and that's what that is. You're you know, keeping in contact. You're telling them like, hey, I got this new project that I'm working on. So excited for it. And just leave it at that. Then when the project's done, I would love to get your opinion on, do you mind if I send it to you? And then you don't know what that could lead to. So again, treat people like friends.
KJ Smith, that's your girl?
What?
Yeah, I've seen that.
I don't know either.
I seen that. I was looking at the comments on something. I seen her comment on that. The one off Sisters.
Sisters. She has the little twist locks.
With the twist.
She's like a lawyer on the show. Yes. So KJ and I, we met through a workout group. It was a crazy, awesome time where awesome Black writers, producers, actors, we all came together and we're working out every single day at the park. And we just built that relationship. Thanksgiving for about 3 years, we all went together to Big Bear, which is a cabin out in LA. We drive like 2 hours, and spent time together. So when I was shooting Bad Boys, the most recent one, she was in Atlanta as well, shooting Sisters and Tales, if you're familiar with that show, with Irv Gotti and stuff. She did an episode of that, and we were just, you know, just spending time together. And it was just nice to just see us in a nice relationship, friendship, and then go to all these awesome events and things together. It's like, there you go, you shining, I'm shining. I went with her for the first time to see a cutout of her face for the Tyler Perry's, it was like the death of, the funeral, Medea.
Oh yeah,
help me with the title. You're super funny. So she was in that, and there was a cutout of her, and we literally were praying right in front of her cutout. People would have looked at us like we were crazy, but we literally got on our knees and just said, thank you, God, for this opportunity, for me to see her in that situation, and then for her to see it as well. It was a full circle moment to say, you know, God can make it happen. She, you know, lost so much weight. You know, she talks about her journey with her image and her confidence, and she's just oozing with just love for herself. And I love that she shares it as well. So yeah, KJ Smith on Sisters, season 3 now. I have a friend, Javicia. She's the first Batwoman. Bravo to her. There's like a lot of my friends that are doing great things, and I'm just excited because I just know their story, I know their journey, and they deserve it all.
Man,
I have to ask you because when I did my research.
Yes, come on, research.
Stuck out because I love this.
Oh yes, I know.
Yes. So same with her. She started her situation with, first she was just focusing on acting. The casting director that I said I worked with, we were working together with her. She and I did a short film together called Lark, where I was playing a recovering heroin addict. And there was a moment where her and her actual son and another gentleman named Will Collette, they were all together, and they were just showing an image of what family and stuff would be if I got myself together. So I met her, you know, we took acting classes together, but her story started from, she's just a great human being. But during COVID and things, she started talking about her true self of her migraine. She was getting, she was having crazy health problems, and she started fixing her diet. And then her journey was just documented on Instagram.
Vegan. That's what you're telling. Okay.
And that's how it came about. But I love the fact that, you know, by doing so, she found her light, and she wasn't having to conform to what society told her to look like, whether it be, you know, wearing your hair straight or, you know, wearing certain outfits. And now you see how she dresses. You see her hair is just flourishing, but she wants to let other women know that we don't have to do that anymore. We don't have to, as actors specifically, have to be this plain, dry canvas. Who we are, what we've been through, the circumstances that built us, make us who we are, and then also separate us from different people. So you and I can go for the same audition, but because of your upbringing and what you've been through and vice versa, we are gonna bring different versions of that character. And that should set us aside versus me saying, I'm in the lobby and I see you in this outfit with braids, what I go do? Go in the bathroom, go put my hair in braids with my hat and stuff. It's like, no, maybe that's her version of it, and this is my version. So it's okay. And again, if they don't book you, that's all right. You got the audition, you say thank you, and you keep it pushing. We should constantly be connecting with like-minded people and content creators, because that's one thing I did enjoy with me being busy and then having the auditions. I wasn't so obsessed with this one opportunity because I was filming other things. I was working on other things. So I wouldn't just fester on this, okay, got this audition. Yeah, work on it, prepare for it, but then do it and let God work it out. I don't want to sit here and just be thinking about this one thing that I have to look forward to. Let's work on other things. I got this exciting project I'm working on. Or, oh, I'm just going live and talking to the people. Other things to look forward to. More to come.
I love it, y'all. So look, with the last thing I wanted to ask you, your 5-year plan.
5-year plan? Let me see. Well, first I want to continue with my production company, Sunscape Production. It means your higher self arising. I want to be able to really delve into more stories. I do enjoy the book to series. You know, have this family very, very soon, get married, work on my personal life, and also just press into God more. I know that I have a routine, but I want to delve deeper. It was funny, you did a quick little reel on Instagram when you were saying, like, you know those days when you just haven't pressed in enough with God and you feel weird? Like, that's where I am. Like, I let circumstances or busyness take me away, and I want to be able to know, like, let's go into that first and make sure I speak to Him first about decisions and business deals and companies. And not just jump to something when it sounds good and then get disappointed. Maybe if I prayed about it and stayed still for a second, I would get a little red flag or alert, like, not the one, not the one. Because I get disappointed sometimes because I get so excited to work with people because I see the good in people and I see the good in the project, but maybe it wasn't for me. So those are things I want to work on, and also just being able to, again, reach out to the people. I have a master class that I'm working on called Be the Actor, and it's to help new actors find their confidence in the business and really thrive in the acting business outside of just projects, just to know who you are, what your plan is, and keep going. So tune in with that. So yeah, just check out with the kids.
We love it. Well, we do appreciate you for at least coming here. And doing this for us, man. It's gonna be a blessing to so many other people out there that's watching. Last thing, your social media, where can they find you? You
can follow me on Instagram. I mostly do Instagram. It's mostly the Instagram. Bianca Bethune _. So hopefully it'll be down on the bottom. I'm gonna leave it cool. Bianca Bethune _. And then my YouTube is It's Me, Bianca B. And that'll be more for my classes and quick tips. So new actors, just tap in with me. I'm gonna help you guys just find that confidence and know that you can do it. You just have to take the necessary steps to do it.
No, that's right. Hey, any final words, Queen B?
Nope.
Nope, that's it.
Satisfied.
Satisfied. So we will see y'all on another episode, but we definitely appreciate you, Bianca, for coming. It's lit, and we're gonna holler at y'all on another video.
Peace.